gotta get people over here though.
All right. Yeah, I'm not ready.
We get some chairs over here too, I guess. A bunch. So this is your. So you can tell a culture by the rhythms.
Okay.
Right. So an African rhythm is like an elephant.
Okay.
Our rhythms are.
You want to know?
All right, let's do this. Sean, Ben, get over here.
All right.
Go, guys. Come on. Let's celebrate. Dina, can we light up a fire? Okay, hold on. Please get some chocolate. Awesome, you hold on to this, please. Otherwise, we're going to hit it with the ring. Okay, so there. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. Pull some chakras, some rattles, pull up some chairs. Let's pull some chairs over here too. I think we need some more chairs over here. And if we can light up a fire.
Careful of this.
Take some chakras from the bag. There's a technical term there. They're called chakras. Or, as we like to call them, toys. There are plenty. John, where's your brother? Where do you want me? Right there. Yep. Okay, so Dina, can we light up a fire, please? Please have some seats and pull up some percussion. We'll use beehive. That's a very good. So why do we light up a fire? We're going to talk about that.
Wait, hold on. Okay, everybody come sit down. We're going to shoot. So we need everybody sitting.
Yeah, I can see you here. We have people already.
We're going to shoot this too.
So Joel tells me right. Can I be right here?
Yeah, that's exactly where I want you. I just wondered how big that fire can go. Are we going to see it?
No.
Okay, good.
So do you want the angle?
You're fine where you are. I'll just recenter for
But you need to help sing too.
Everybody will sing.
Am Yisrael.
All right, we got the fire going, so we're going to go.
Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael. Oh Rabinu, oh Rabinu, oh Rabinu. 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 I'm Israel, I'm Israel, I'm Israel, I'm Israel. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael. And look, the sun came out. So, why are we doing what we're doing here, and why do we light a fire? Today is the holiday of Lag BaOmer. Lag BaOmer is an incredibly important holiday. Lag BaOmer is the 33rd day of the counting of the Omer, the period between Passover and Shavuot. And the first 32 days are days of mourning, because during that time period, Rabbi Akiva's 24,000 disciples died, whether because of a plague or because of persecution. But that plague ended on today. So today is a celebration time. For the first 32 days, we have been in mourning, so we've done mourning things. We have not celebrated or had parties. We have not cut our hair. I don't just need the first 30 days of for that. We have not done a lot of things, but we do them today. So it has that purpose that it ends the sadness that we've been dealing with. It is, for those of you who asked, by the way, this is a djembe that I actually carved. That's got a year and a half carving with an African priest. Did the goat sacrifice and all that. So there's another meaning as well, which is today is the day of Ascension, the death of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was one of the greatest Talmudic sages. He was a great legalist and ethicist. His commentaries are amazing in the Talmud. But he also was this great mystic. And he was such a holy being, that we have a rainbow, right? What's the rainbow mean? You don't remember? No one remembers.
Covenant.
It's a covenant, right? It's a covenant that God will never destroy the world again, at least by water. And so there's always rainbows periodically. There was never a rainbow during the lifetime of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, because he was the covenant. He was the rainbow. He was considered that holy. This is a man who interacted with the Roman government and was persecuted. And so he spent 12 years in a cave because he needed to hide while this Roman governor was in charge. And he spent 12 years in a cave with his son. They buried themselves in the sand of the cave, keeping their clothes only to wear them on Shabbat. There was a stream in the cave, and God made a carob tree to live there. And so for 12 years, they lived on carob fruit. And had all sorts of mystical experiences, obviously, that would come with a 12-year diet like that in a cave. And when they were told it was safe to come out, they heard a Bach Kol, a heavenly voice, say it's safe to come out. They came out, and what they experienced was so distasteful to them, because they were so holy, and the world is not that holy, that everywhere they gazed, lit up in fire. And so a voice said, I did not give you all this so you could destroy my world. Go back to the cave. They went back to the cave, and they were there for 12 years again, and then came out. And when they came out this time, they saw a man bringing 2 sheaves during the Omer, bringing 2 sheaves of grain. And they said, why do you have to have 2 sheaves? And he said, because we are told to protect and to remember the Sabbath. Shmor v'zachor. And so they said, he said, I'm bringing 2, one for where it says protect the Sabbath, one for where it says remember the Sabbath. And this time they had nothing but love, because they realized that each person observed the commandments in their own way. One of the challenges in the modern Orthodox world is do this, don't do this, this is the only way to do it. And yet we learn from Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the author of what becomes the Zohar, that in fact every person needs their own halakha, their own way of living. And so we do that, and that it protects us. And that his holiness, his knowledge of law combined with his understanding of how you balance that with compassion. Because law with compassion is authoritarianism. Compassion without guidelines or law is the craziness that we saw in college encampments. So by combining all of it, it protects the people of Israel. And so we do a little celebration, Lag Bomer. We light a fire, and we'll explain that a little bit. And the other thing, if you go to Israel, is you will see everyone playing with bows and arrows. Why? Because the rainbow was Shimon Bar Yochai, and so we're doing the bows because we're not Shimon Bar Yochai. So it's good to just do a little bit of teaching and a little bit of celebrating and a little bit of singing, and make it a very light, easy day. So please join me if you know it. Okay, why? Okay, you have voices. I know you have shakare. If you don't have a shakare, we have more shakare, which is just a fancy word for toys. Orlando, you're what? She wants a toy. Ufros aleinu sukkot, sukkot, shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukkot, sukkot. Now, how many of you think of this as an African drum, by the way? Today, it's considered an African drum. This style of playing is from Nigeria, the Yoruba, the Hausa, the Igbo people. In other parts of Africa, it's actually played longer, like this. But there is a legend, a teaching in the Yoruba people, that this is actually a Jewish drum. So it says in the Torah that Moses came out of Egypt with the multitudes of nations. And one of those multitudes of nations were the Yoruba people from Nigeria. And when we went this way, they went that way. And so when the white man came to Africa, they already had legends and teachings about Moses. And this is not Falasha Julie, not the Ethiopian. This is of Moses. They already had teachings of the Torah up to the point of Moses. And they say that Moses played a djembe like this. He also played a junjun. And that Joshua played what's called a talking drum, which is the drum that's under your arm that's hit like this. And they actually had those legends before we even came. So why do we light a fire? And what is so significant with this Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? Shimon Bar Yochai was so enlightened that when he died, he had teachings to give to his disciples. Those teachings ultimately became the Holy Zohar. The Zohar is one of the primary texts of Jewish mysticism. And thank you. And he gave this, and he gave it on his deathbed. Now, there's a lot more teachings to do than he could do on his deathbed. And so he was able to make the day last as long as it was needed. There was a fire that burned around him but did not consume him. Does that sound familiar to anyone? That idea of the fire that burns but is not consumed. And there was this fire around, and there was this glow, and the daylight lasted as long as he needed. It went well into the nighttime, almost to the next day. And so for that reason, we light a fire as well. People, if you don't really study Shimon Bar Yochai, you think of one or another thing. You think he's a legalist, you think he's this ethicist, you think he was this mystic because he did this Zohar and all that he did. But he also was the true inclusive Jew. He had real relationships with the Romans. He really included every Jew because he really believed in everyone has a piece in this world, Jews and non-Jews. And our piece is not better than anyone else's. Our piece is different. And God wants a Christian to be a Christian, a Catholic to be a Catholic, and a Jew to be a Jew. And so it's really important to understand that Shimon Bar Yochai, this great mystic, this great legalist, understood all those things. And so he understood that if we do that, if we respect each other, that when the temple is rebuilt, it will be a temple for Bnei Adam, the children of Adam, not just the children of Abraham. And he understood that it is through that respect that we can stop war. This war would have been over a long time ago in Israel, wouldn't it? If we were allowed to do what we needed to do by the world, or encouraged to. But the world doesn't even realize what Hamas really wants. There's no respect for training. They want the death of all of us, and not just us, but everyone. And peace only comes when we are able to lay down our arms and choose peace, choose dialogue instead, choose healthy dialogue. And so I'll do another song for that for Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Lo yisagoel goel lo yimadu milchama lo yisagoel goel lo yimadu milchama. Don't walk in front of me, I may not fall. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Just walk beside me and be my love. Till that together in harmony. We're going to get ice cream.
What time is Rabbi getting his haircut?
I'm waiting. Whoever said that, I'm waiting to donate more money so that more will be cut, because at this point, hardly anything is going to get cut. We do that as a celebration afterwards with ice cream. I mean, not in the. So, any questions about Shimon Bar Yochai and why we do this holiday? We're supposed to celebrate. So we celebrate with a couple of things. All the different things that we want to have sweets of, we have over there, including ice cream and sundaes. Ice cream, exactly. It's a Sunday on a Sunday. So we do that, and we will give one more opportunity for anyone who wants to donate. Then Orlando will tell me how much we've raised, which will determine how much we get cut. Sorry, Michael. It's going to take a lot to shave my head. I said for $250,000, I'll shave my head. That fast. Okay. But we do want to do one other thing before we do that kind of celebration, and it's really important again. Even Hashem Samcha, the work of God is found in joy. And the Shekhinah does not rest on sadness. Even in Israel, with what's going on, there's been Lag BaOmer celebration. How many saw the video I sent out that came out? It was sent to me. That was like, and it was just posted from last. I was blown away because I didn't think they were doing anything, but apparently they were doing something. They weren't supposed to, but that was, and I don't think it was an old video. It was just posted, so it was amazing. And so we need to celebrate because that's what keeps us alive. They worship death, we worship life. They worship pain, we worship hope and joy. And we need to make it clear that we worship life. The people of Israel will always live as long as we worship life, as long as we listen to Torah, as long as we have the joy of life. And so there are two songs to do, one that does not involve anything like a drum, and then one that is about the life of Israel. King David, who was the great musician, the great warrior and great priest, great holy man. King David said, I lift mine eyes to the mountains, from where does my help come? And the next line is always mistranslated. It does not say my help comes from God who has created the heavens and the earth. It says my help comes from God who is creating. Because God is always creating as long as we allow him to. Shir Malo, Esayin al Harim, Me'ayin Yavo Ezri, Ezri Me'im Hashem, Oseh Shamayim Ve'aretz, Ayiten Lamot Raglecha, Ayanum Shomrecha, Hine lo yanum velo yishan Shomer Yisrael, Hashem Shomrecha, Hashem Tzilcha, Ayad Yaminecha, Yomam HaShemesh lo yakeka ve'areach laila. Hashem yishmorecha mikora, yishmor et nafshecha. Hashem yishmor tzecha uvoyecha me'ata ve'ad olam. The sun will no longer strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The garden of Israel neither sleeps nor slumbers. God is at your right hand. You're coming and you're going. Now, forever. So I'm going to ask that we rise for this one last song. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael. Oh Ravinu, oh Ravinu, oh Ravinu. 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 Am Yisrael, 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 Oh Ravinu, 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 Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael. Again. All right, so we decided to do this as a temple fundraiser because I was too busy raising money for Israel. That's what we were asking about. Does somebody have a tape? No. I'm only trusting my wife with this.
Misha is
If you think I'm trusting him, you are Meshuggah.
he wants to hold you.
Yeah. So, does someone have a tape measure? There's no tape measure. We can't do this. I don't know what measure.
It's like,
It's not. We're not cutting that much off. Okay, so do we have a tape measure? No, we have clippers. Thank you very much.
We have garden shears.
It's not that thick anymore. Okay, so first of all, thank you for everyone who donated. Oh, thank you.
Let's see.
Oh, I love this tape measure. 10 inches, 11 inches, 12 inches. How much did we raise? You got to add the money that also came in today and the spent it as well. So what is it? I think we raised like 3 inches or 4 inches. What? That's what he has. If you'd still like to donate, you can go to nersimcha.org and quickly place in a donation for finance. Okay, we don't, it's not that big a deal. Orlando, what's the total you got? In inches, what's the total we got? All right, so we'll say 3 inches.
3 inches.
3 inches.
you have enough
Here, I'll measure it.
So 3 inches.
Let's round it up.
We can
to
do
five.
we can use fundraiser this way every 3 months.
Let's round it up to 9.
She's a math major. She says it rounds up to 9.
18. Hi.
We're going back to this is real math, not what they told you to do with the accounting in the Soviet Union. Okay,
Oh, math.
that's like whatever we say. Okay, so let's just cut. We'll cut 3 inches off, I guess. Oh. The only one I'm trusting is my wife.
You don't trust me, Rabbi?
What?
You don't trust
No, why would I trust you? You actually gave me a birthday cake with candles that couldn't be blown out. Here's sweetheart.
All right, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. Where you at?
You're only cutting 3 inches.
People,
Okay.
Stretching it out. You gotta-
People
3
want-
inches from here, not from here.
Right, I got it.
People want to see if it's 3 inches, so I can't
All right.
assume it. Make sure. There you go.
3 inches.
1.
All right.
You can cut a little more that way.
Okay.
Not too much.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
Go higher. Go higher.
All right.
Go ahead. Go home.
There we go.
All right.
A
little left. There's a little left. Hold on.
Little left.
A little strand.
Okay. All right.
No, a little more.
A little more. A little strand.
Yay!
All right. A little more. All right. There we go.
That's actually what's beautiful.
Yeah?
Okay,
Okay.
there we go. All done. Bro, happy Lag BaOmer, Chag Sameach. See, you could have raised. I said for 100. I was very clear. 180 buzz cut, 250. I'll shave my head. Not Monopoly, Mike. So, Chag Sameach. Thank you guys for doing this, and everyone just be joyous today because this is really important that we're joyous today. We can have weddings again today. We can have lots and lots of. Okay. Thank you guys. We'll turn it off, and we're all set. Please have some ice cream.